Just expanding on, a black and white painting, right? Like all of this stuff has just manifested out of like a very, simple kind of thing. But that's where I think that, all this creativity is blossoming from, and being able to then take a typical painting and turn it into something that has dimension. And so with Brand XR, we created I made a two-dimensional drawing, on an Illustrator, and they turned it into 3D work. And I really wanted people to become immersed in that painting. What does it look like if that painting could be explored in separate pieces, in the pieces in which that they were made. So each mark is clearly defined in the 3D dimension or 3D sculpture, as they're separated out from the two-dimensional drawing. So that to me was kind of fun, where in Illustrator you draw one component at a time, and then in the sculpture then those parts got stretched, they got pulled apart, so that dead on you get to look at a sort of two-dimensional work, but then as soon as you walk around it, then you get to see that it's not, the lines aren't connected for the first time, right? They're all separate. And they're all individual, yet all these individual pieces make up the whole thing, right? And then I also love the idea that this was the thing that was then going to go out into the world, right? Where everything else has been kind of insular, right? The whole process of the show is, how do we get you to understand and experience the world that we've created, right? And so it was all about ways in which to enhance the experience of exploring the House of Han as a virtual world, and teaching people along the way how to interact with that world, right? That's kind of what we were doing. And then with Brand XR, we were able to create something that physically lived here, that was made with technology, that now is being photographed around the world. Or I think there's one photographer who took one on top of a mountaintop yesterday, right? So it's not here. That's not in Detroit. So it's really fun now to then explore both of these ideas, right? Is how do we get people to become immersed inside a digital space, but then how in the real world do we get people to be immersed in technology, right? So these polar opposites, I think, are very interesting to me, and things that I want to continue to do.